So let's get started. I'm going to start you guys off with a very quick introduction to what energy work is, and then we're just going to kind of get into the practices as quickly as we can. So starting off, your body is really a lattice work of energy. Every single cell in your body emits and responds to electrochemical signals. And these signals keep you breathing, they keep your heart beating, they keep your food digesting, they keep your eyes blinking, and they keep your immune system responding to any invading microorganisms that you might have. So the health of the body really does reflect the flow, the balance, and the harmony of those energies. So in our modern lives, we're constantly inundated with stress and anxiety. Even if we're doing everything that we can to avoid it, we kind of tend to live our lives at a frenetic pace. And that's just because that's just the way the world moves now. Everything is so fast and chaotic, and chronically mustering the energy that it takes to deal with stress and deal with anxiety or fight illnesses, it undermines your overall health and vitality. So the goal of energy work is to kind of help you manage your energies so that you can more effectively meet stress, you can reduce anxiety, and you can alleviate illness. And this is also referred to as energy healing. And the focus isn't on symptoms, and it's not on illness really like it is in Western medicine, but the focus is on keeping the body's energy flowing, keeping the energy system strong and harmonious. And we do that by releasing any blocks or stagnation that we have in our energy systems. And I'll talk to you a little more about what the energy systems are, but there are some simple techniques that we use to shift the body's energy. Tapping, massaging, or holding specific energy points on the skin. We're going to try doing that today. Tracing or swirling your hand above or along specific pathways. Practicing exercises or postures that are designed to bring a feeling of calm and renewal. We'll do that today. And then you can also try surrounding an area with healing energies. And this is something that more practiced energy healing practitioners will do. It's not really something that we would advise that you do as a beginner, as you're learning about energy work. So Reiki, breath work, yoga, reflexology, tapping, and acupuncture and Qigong are all really well-known energy healing practices that have been around in some form for a really long time. And the goal, again, of all of these is to get your energy flowing. It's not to strengthen your core. Originally, it was to get your energy flowing. And now, things like yoga are used to as exercise routines. So let's go back to the body's energy system. I mentioned this earlier. There are a few systems in the body that move or store our energy. One of them is meridians, and these are the body's main energy pathways. So the way that an artery transports blood around your body, the meridian transports energy around your body. Acupressure points refer to key points along those meridian lines where energy tends to pool or stagnate. So acupressure is very similar to acupuncture, but instead of puncturing the areas where this energy stagnates, we're simply applying pressure to get that energy moving again, to try to release those blocks. Chakras are the concentrated centers of energy that are located up the midline of the body. So from the base of the spine to right above your head, we have 7 chakras. And these are believed to energetically record every emotionally significant experience that we have over the course of our entire lives. And then finally, the aura is the energetic field around your body. So if you're interested in looking more into kind of like the evidence-based side of energy work, scientists refer to the aura as a biofield. So if you want to leave the workshop today and then go look that up, your search term would be biofield. And this is just the part of the energy system that interacts with other people's energies. So let's try to feel our energy first. We want to get in touch with our own energetic fields, see if we can get a sense of it before we go through all the practices today. So I'm going to ask you to do this by rubbing your hands together. And you can keep rubbing your hands together as I talk. We're going to hold our hands about, I would say probably about 8 inches apart. And then we're going to very slowly move our hands together. And you can cup your hands as well if you're drawn to do that, or you can keep them flat. And you're going to move your hands together and just tune into any sensation that you feel between your hands. So start again, rubbing them together. And then about 8 inches apart. And you can just breathe through this and really just focus in on the area between your hands. Slowly move them together. And you can close your eyes if that helps you tune into the sensation. Just see what that feels like. And it may change as you get closer. You may not feel anything. And if that's the case for you, that's totally fine. You can try again, rub your hands together again and try it. And yesterday at the end of the webinar, we all kind of shared what we felt. For me, it feels like when you try to put 2 magnets together and they repel each other versus, sticking together. And today specifically, it's so weird. Over the last week, every time I've done it, I've kind of had like a slightly different sensation. Today, I've noticed that I get to a certain point and I feel a lot of resistance. I don't know what that means, but it's a little bit different than what I've been feeling all the other days of the week. So kind of interesting. And I'd be interested to hear what you guys feel if you're comfortable sharing at the end of the webinar. All right. So energy healing is really, it's timeless. So strategies for restoring and maintaining the health of the body's energies by stimulating specific energy points have been passed along for at least 5,000 years. So as out there as it may sound to those of us who were brought up in Western cultures with traditional views around medicine and healing, traditional Western views around medicine and healing, energy healing has been around since long before Western medicine existed. Some of the practices are even recognized by Western medicine to be legitimate forms of healing. For instance, most insurance plans will cover acupuncture because A, it's known to be effective, and B, it's far less invasive and less expensive, which is very important to our insurance plan, our insurance providers, than the Western alternatives may be. So today, I'm got trigger finger going with this PowerPoint. Today I'm going to be walking you guys through 5 exercises, and used together, they kind of act as like an energy reset. So they're going to help restore your body's natural energy flows. So if you enjoy it, I really suggest trying to incorporate it into your daily routine. And we know, just based on what we know about establishing habits, it's easiest to establish a new habit if you try tying it to something that you already do. So if you already have an exercise routine, you could try establishing your energy routine as a warm-up or a cool down. You can do it in the shower. You can do it before you get out of bed. Try doing it after lunch. You can try doing it as a transition from work to home, which may be especially helpful if you're still working from home, because if you don't have that natural transition of leaving the office and driving home to work. So you could go through the quick energy practices, kind of shake off the energy of your work day and reset yourself to get back into your home life. So wherever you can build it into your day, we really suggest giving it a shot. Also, you don't have to do the full routine, and you don't have to do all of the practices together. So if one of the practices really hits you in the right spot or really resonates with you, then by all means, you can practice each one in isolation without doing the other ones. So let's start off with the breath. So just like in yoga, or if you have a meditation practice, breathing is super important to moving energy and to kind of like bringing that vitality back into your body and your mind. So through all of these practices, I'm going to ask you to focus on breathing deeply and deliberately. So as you take a breath, try to fill that belly first before you expand your chest. And if you're able to, if it's comfortable for you to, breathe in through the nose and then out through the mouth. And if it's not comfortable for you, then by all means, you can just breathe in through your mouth, out through your mouth. So let's take a few deep breaths together, and you can leave your eyes open or you can close them, and go ahead and rest your feet comfortably on the ground. And we'll just take a couple deep breaths together. So in through the nose if it's comfortable. Feeling the belly and the chest expand, and then out through the mouth. Take another deep breath. And then one more, in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right. So the first practice that we are going to try is called the 4 thumps. So there are certain points on your body that when tapped with your fingers are going to impact your energy field in predictable ways. These are 4 such that work in combination to kind of charge your battery. So each move does something different. Together, they kind of reset a lot of different parts of your body and your psyche. So you don't need to be too concerned about hitting the exact spot. If you use a couple fingers to tap the vicinity, you're going to hit the right spot. So please use a very firm tap or like a thump. We don't want you to hurt yourself, but so as long as you're comfortable, but firmer than you may naturally do. If there's any tenderness, that usually means that this exercise is really good for you and it can help release toxins that you have in any clogged areas. So first, we're going to place the pads of our fingers on our cheekbones. And we're going to thump firmly here for 15 seconds. And remembering, a deep breath in through the nose if it's comfortable for you, and out through the mouth. So let's do that now. And this helps to drain sinuses. It can clear the lymph glands in your neck. And it can also release tension and reduce excessive worry. You know, we tend to hold our tension in our face. Take one more deep breath in, out. All right. Next, we're moving to our K27 points. Let me adjust this camera a little bit. To locate these points, you're going to put your fingers on the U-shaped notch at the top of your breastbone in between your collarbone. And you're going to move about an inch to the left and then an inch to the right. And you may feel an indentation here. We're going to thump firmly here for 10 to 15 seconds. Again, breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And tapping here helps energize you when you're tired. So, you know, you can do this in a meeting, or, you know, if you're having trouble focusing, it helps you focus as well. All right. We are going to move to our sternum. So we're going to place the fingers of either or both hands right in the center of your sternum at your thymus gland. We're going to thump firmly here for about 10 to 15 seconds. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right. And we're going to move on to our spleen points. These are under your chest, about a rib down. So if you wear a bra, it's about where your bra hits your ribs. And we're going to thump this point firmly, again, 10 to 15 seconds. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right. And now, if you're doing this on your own at home, I would suggest going through this exercise itself alone 3 to 4 times. For time's sake, we're just going to do it the one time. But again, if you're doing it on your own, go through 3 to 4 times. If it feels really good and you want to keep going, you can go through it as many times as you feel you need to. All right. The next exercise we have is called Cook's Hookup. And this, perhaps more than any other approach, Cook's Hookup can calm you when you're really upset. So you'll usually feel less overwhelmed almost immediately. It will also help you better understand and confront any problems that you may be facing. Or if you do this exercise before, any kind of performance, or if you have a big meeting that you have to present at, you can try holding that ending pose that I'll show you in a second with an affirmation of how well you're going to do in your performance. And it kind of works to turbocharge your affirmation. So it really embeds that affirmation as a truth for you. So we're going to start by extending your left arm in front of you. And you're going to have the palm of your hand facing outward. And we're going to take our right arm and we're going to cross our arms at the wrist and face our palms towards each other and clasp our fingers. And now we're going to take our arms upward and inward towards the body. So they're clasped, and we're going to draw them up and under and hold them against our chest and cross our ankles. So you're all kind of like tied up like a pretzel. And in this position, we're just going to take 5 to 6 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Another deep breath. And again. Let's take one last deep breath. All right. So that is Cook's Hookup. We're going to try the next exercise, which is the crown pull. So stress causes energy to accumulate and kind of stagnate at the top of our head. And the crown pull works to release this energy. So it can clear the cobwebs from your mind. It can bring calm to you or calm your nervous system. It can also help with a headache or a stress-induced stomach ache. So how we do this is we're going to put our both of our hands, the fingers, on our forehead. Oops, sorry, I advanced the slide. There we go, the crown pull. So we're going to put our fingers here on our forehead. We're going to apply some pressure. And we're going to slowly pull our fingers apart, stretching the skin. And again, breathe deeply in through your nose, out through your mouth as you do that. And we're going to move back on our head. So maybe about an inch back again. Place your fingers with some pressure and pull them apart. Taking a deep breath as we do that. And we're going to continue working backwards on our head. So maybe right at the top, on the crown of your head, place your fingers, some pressure, and pull them apart, taking a deep breath as you do this. And further back. We're going to work our way back towards the base of our neck. One more time. Apply some pressure. Pull those fingers apart while taking a deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. All right. And again, with this exercise, do it as many times as you need to, as many times as you feel that you need. All right. Next, we're going to do something called the zip up. So anytime that you're feeling sad or vulnerable, the central meridian that runs through kind of the core, the trunk of your body, it can be like a radio receiver. So it's channeling other people's thoughts and energies into you. So it really feels like you're open and exposed. Like a lot of times when we're vulnerable, we feel sad, we may be more in tune with how other people are feeling and take that in. Makes us feel a little bit insecure. So pulling your hands up the central meridian draws energy along that meridian line, kind of zips it up, which protects you from absorbing the energy of others. And it can help you feel a lot more confident and positive about yourself. And you can zip up the central meridian as often as you wish. So every time you trace that central meridian, you're strengthening the meridian, and the meridian is therefore strengthening you. So we're going to start off by briskly tapping those K27 points right under your collarbone. And then we're going to place one or both hands at the trunk of your body. So I'll stand up just to show you. And you can look at picture 2. It's about right here. And my hands are about 1/2 inch to 1 inch away from my body. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw our hands up the trunk of our body, taking a deep breath until we get to our mouths. And then we're going to continue upward, bringing our hands past our head and kind of throwing them up exuberantly. And now as we throw our hands up, we're going to exhale. So let's try it again. Bringing our hands up, deep breath, and then exhaling outward. Circle your hands back to the trunk and try it again. And then exhale. Let's do this one more time. Circle the hands back to the trunk. Deep breath in as you draw your hands up, and then exhale outwards. All right. And now, this is our last practice, and maybe one of the most powerful tools that you can use to really quickly get yourself feeling better physically and emotionally. This is very simple too. So all you've got to do is you're going to place one hand with your middle finger in your belly button, really in there. So I've got a button there. I'm going to put my finger underneath the button and insert it into my belly button. And then with the other hand, your middle finger, you're going to put it in between your eyebrows. This is where your third eye is. And what we're going to do is we're going to push in and pull up. And again, use as much pressure as feels good to you. All right, use your intuition here. So press in and pull up. And we're going to breathe deeply and slowly in through the nose, out through the mouth, 5 or 6 times like this. And again, you can close your eyes or leave them open. Whatever feels good. Take a couple more deep breaths. One last deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. All right. So that is it today. Those are the 5 practices.